Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, members of the faculty and the staff, family and friends of the graduates and members of this graduating class, welcome to the 8th Berkeley Columbia Executive MBA Program Commencement Ceremony. I am Rich Lyons, Dean of the Business School here at UC Berkeley, the Haas School. It is my duty and my great pleasure to co-officiate at today's ceremony, today with Amir, who is the Vice Dean and Sandberg Faculty Director and Professor of Accounting at Columbia Business School, our partner. He will address you shortly. This is a great day. It's a great day for many reasons, but I want to cite two in particular. First, it is a celebration of your personal achievement for having persevered through 19 months, a rigorous general management curriculum, and having succeeded in mastering new skills and abilities, all the while managing your demanding, stressful jobs and maintaining active family and social lives. Many of you regularly traveled long distances to take your classes offered every 3 weeks, either here in Berkeley or in New York. We know it wasn't always easy. Your accomplishments in finding ways to balance all of these commitments is nothing short of remarkable, and we applaud you for it. Also, this is the 8th commencement of the Berkeley Columbia Executive MBA program. This is a unique joining of two great business schools, of two great universities with very long traditions. The breadth and depth of professional experience that is represented by this class of 72 members who are graduating today is truly extraordinary. It is no wonder that Berkeley Columbia Executive MBA program is considered among the best of such programs. The faculty and staffs of both schools have worked hard to meet your expectations, as well as our own standards of excellence. I had the great pleasure of meeting and getting to know many of you while you were students. I look forward to spending time with you as alumni in the years to come. This is a lifelong relationship. A little bit of history. The program was conceived and launched in June 2002 by former Haas School Dean Laura Tyson and also Mayor Feldberg, then Dean of Columbia Business School. It has been a success right from its launch. It meets a growing need among experienced executives for a high-quality general management MBA program. And because this is a dual degree program of these two business schools, you will have earned 2 MBA degrees, one from Columbia and one from Berkeley. This is another unique distinction, this program, among other U.S. business schools. It means that you have satisfied academic requirements of the faculties of 2 schools. Not easily done. I have trouble enough pleasing just one faculty. You have managed it, congratulations. We also have another reason to congratulate you as a class and as individuals today. The Berkeley Columbia Executive MBA program class of 2011, their graduating gift campaign received 73 gifts from your classmates, which represents more than a 100% giving rate. At Berkeley, we give early and often. Let me tell you what actually happened. We got one extra, they got one extra donation from an executive MBA exchange student who was in a Columbia-only program and came to visit, and they came down on him, I understand. So thank you for that. No class has ever achieved this level of support in the history of the program. You and your classmates raised over $34,000, with 15 class members donating $1,000 or more. It's just outstanding. It sets a wonderful precedent. Another round of applause, if I may. This wonderful. In fact, just yesterday, I had a chance to have lunch with all of those from the class that gave $1,000 or more, and I was blown away. I was impressed. This is a very quick-witted, very fast-minded, wonderful, wonderful class and group of people. Here is some news that I know you have heard, but it is worth repeating. Beginning with your class, this class, the class of 2011, all Berkeley MBA graduates from this year onward are eligible to participate free of charge in 2 days of non-degree executive education programs within the first 5 years after graduation. This is offered through our Berkeley Center for Executive Education. It's in keeping with our Haas cultural principle of students always, which is one of the fundamental 4 defining principles that define our culture. This spirit is what makes the world exciting. It's what drives innovation in the marketplace. It's what makes you better. You will be striving to do that for the rest of your lives and careers, and we hope you make good use of this opportunity. Many of you have heard me say that I believe that all top business schools have a common mission, and that is to produce leaders. And we need people of your caliber to lead. Society needs you to lead. Given the current challenges of the global economy, your skills as business leaders really are needed more than ever. You are the next generation of opportunity makers. You are going to be the job creators, the venture creators, the enterprise builders. You will create so many opportunities for the societies and people around you. This program has focused on lessons of innovative leadership. It is also focused on lessons of responsible leadership, as it must in this time. We hope that we have given you the tools to find fresh solutions to problems and to lead your organizations by always taking the high road. I look forward to seeing you take what you have learned during your time in this program, your program, our program, and let's see what you can make of your world and your life and our economy. I would just like to talk a little bit about a couple elements of the roles that you will play. One thing that you came to understand in the program is that the roles that you will play will undoubtedly involve culture setting. The setting of cultures, the setting of norms and values within the organizations around you, the teams around you, the people around you. That is part of what taking the high road is setting the standard for the people around you. We will need you to bend paths. There are so many pathways that our world is facing that if extrapolated in a straight line over the coming decades, the way they have over recent decades, we'll hit a wall. They will not work. My kids are 10 and 7. When I think about their futures, things come to mind that are different from what my parents thought when they looked at me, and that's one generation. Some of the things that I look at are things like healthcare expenditure, access to education, the economics of aging, carbon, energy use, access to safe water, obesity. In so many of these areas, there really are fundamental unsustainabilities in the system. The flip side of that is enormous commercial opportunity. We as a society need to bend those pathways. We need the right path-bending leaders in the system. And we've done everything we can as Berkeley and Columbia to make you part of that set of solutions. I'm going to turn it over to Dean Zeev in just a moment. I have 2 special announcements before I do. First, I want to bid farewell and to offer our deep thanks to Kathy Lilligren, who is leaving us as the Executive Director of the Berkeley Columbia Executive Program here on the Haas School side. Today is, in fact, her last day on the job. Kathy has worked tirelessly to make this program as good as it can possibly be. She has had a major and a positive impact by constantly improving the quality of the program in so many ways, enhancing the curriculum, expansion of services offered to the students, improved management of operations, and I could go on. We will miss her as a colleague and as a friend. Kathy, best wishes to you and your future endeavors, and please join me one more time in applauding Kathy. Thank you. Finally, I want to offer special thanks to a group of individuals who have worked hard and sacrificed to make this day possible for the soon-to-be graduates. Yes, a thank you to the spouses, the significant others, the children, the parents, the employers, the friends. Thank you. Thank you. You nurtured and supported these people. They're very, very busy schedules. You probably waited around for them to come home or just a call. You are true partners in their achievement that we celebrate here today, and they have promised me that they will pay more attention to you. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Vice Dean Amir from Columbia Business School. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure to be a part of the recognition ceremony for the Berkeley Columbia MBA class of 2011. Special congratulations from all of us at Columbia Business School to the 72 graduates. You are an extraordinary class, an extraordinarily diverse group that represents many industries and backgrounds, from finance, real estate, and consulting, to entertainment, aerospace, and medicine. You are incredibly accomplished. 40% of you enter the class with at least one other advanced degree under your belt. And you will find among you humanitarians, travel enthusiasts, foodies, and several marathon runners, a trained opera singer, an iPhone app creator, and even a professional poker player. A group of you represented us at the 2010 Venture Capital Investment Competition and placed first place at the region stage. And perhaps some of the most talented people of you all are the parents in your class. 6 of you welcomed a new child, class of 2043, to your families during the course of the program, 1 in the last term. It has been particularly gratifying to see how you exemplified some of the things that I hold most dear about this program. You are bright, talented, and committed to the principles of leadership and entrepreneurial thinking, and you are committed to one another. Since the day you arrived, the schools have challenged you to be interesting and contributing members of our community. You have met this challenge as students, and I know that you will continue to do so as you join more than 30,000 Columbia Business School alums and many more of the Haas alums. This community is more vital than ever, and the personal and professional relationship that you have created in your time at Berkeley Columbia MBA program will form the foundation of your lifelong membership in the Berkeley Columbia Business School communities, as well as with the MBA Berkeley Columbia, which is now 500 graduates with you. You have certainly learned much in your time here, but let me focus on 2 things that great business schools like ours can impact. The first is the power of business to do tremendous good. That is, business is a force that transforms economics and societies. Unfortunately, the premise is under attack as we are in the midst of one of the most significant financial and economic crises since the Great Depression. To many, the capitalist engine of growth must be tamed swiftly and harshly. What's more, business schools face criticism that they contribute to this financial crisis. My response to this assertion is to reaffirm the positive role that business plays in society and to reinforce the responsibility of schools like ours to create whole business leaders. Your MBA is a calling card that says to the world, I am entrepreneurial, I am a problem solver who understands the whole puzzle, not just a piece of it, and I can seize upon opportunity in any environment. The second important mark of a great business school, a great program prepares you for a lifelong career in business, in social enterprise, in public service. For all of you, that means not just a skill set, but a mindset that will enable you to succeed. And because you know more than some less experienced MBAs about what you expect from your careers, you know the value of your degree and MBA experience will unfold over a lifetime. You are graduating from the business school in a period of exciting opportunity and change in the world of business, and you no doubt do so with a greater perspective of business cycles. Today's challenges are indeed daunting, but let us also recognize that one invaluable lifelong benefit of your experience at Columbia and Berkeley will be the ability to rely on your MBA training and entrepreneurial outlook to identify opportunity even during what seems on the surface to be an unhospitable business climate. Indeed, recognizing and capturing opportunity is especially important and beneficial to society at large during downtime and period of recovery. It should not escape your notice that Apple, which got its start during the pre-Volcker inflation-fraught US economy of the 1970s and disrupted the media industry with the launch of the iPod in the mid-2001 recession, hesitated not at all to introduce its magical and revolutionary iPad and fourth-generation iPhone, even as troubling employment number and economic recovery projections continued to make headlines. Other great entrepreneurs got their starts during tough economic times as well. I'm thinking of such beginnings as Revlon and Hewlett-Packard in the 30s, the launch of TI transistor radio in 1954, MTV and Cisco in the 80s. And there are many examples from our own Columbia community, such as Richard Richman, who graduated in '72 in the midst of the oil crisis and stock market crash, yet went on his own career to create one of the nation's largest residential property community. Or James Gorman, who got his degree just before the stock market crash of 1987 and now serves as the CEO of Morgan Stanley. If we recollect our nation history and its deep entrepreneurial roots, there is reason to believe that entrepreneurship and business opportunity are still very much alive today. So what happens now? In one sense, you will graduate. You will become part of our school's alumni network throughout the world, and like so many Columbia Business School graduates have done before you, will make your mark in the world. I know that you will be inspired by your predecessors, like graduates Jerry Speyer and David Zalesnik, Sherry Lazaros, Henry Kravitz and Russ Carson, Warren Buffett, Art Samberg and Mario Gabelli, Jerry Chazan and Lou Frankfurt, or any of the other thousands of Columbia and Berkeley movers and shakers around the world. This community, your network, is a powerful asset that you can leverage for a lifetime. Stay connected to it. Reach out to one another often and use the resources it provides, which you have so richly earned. But on days like this, I prefer the more old-fashioned term, commencement, with its explicit reference to transition. You will continue a life of engagement in business and in society. But what I look forward to hearing from you in the years ahead is what you did not expect and got anyway from the program and your degrees. I'm looking forward to hearing what this mindset will give you, your company, and the world. Most of all, never forget what a noble calling business is and what the power that lies within each of you to transform lives of other business leaders and entrepreneurs, along with communities and nations around the world. Remember that an executive MBA is a master of choice, and what matters most is not the change jingling in your pockets after commencement, but the change you make to the world. Let me congratulate you all for all your achievement. Congratulations. And now I would like to introduce Anuj Ralhan. Anuj was born in New Delhi, India, and grew up in Jakarta, Indonesia. He moved to the US in August of '96, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in economics from the University of Pennsylvania and a Master of Science degree in engineering from George Washington University. He spent nearly a decade working in a technology field. On joining the program, Anuj was director of sales at a technology startup called Cornerstone. Prior to that, he spent 8 years in technology at Symantec in a variety of roles, including sales, strategic marketing, and product management. He relocated to New York from San Francisco prior to the end of the program, taking Term 5 at Columbia Business School. He participated in Columbia Business School on-campus recruiting in fall 2010, securing an associate position at boutique investment bank GCA Savian, starting in April 2011. Let me welcome Anuj Radhan.
Thank you, Amir, for that warm introduction. To help me get through this speech, I'm relying on the great words of our corporate finance professor, Donna, who said, Anju, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. So give me a moment here as I fake that I've been doing a lot of speeches for a long time now. Let's see, that's the Microsoft speech. Yep. G20, that's a good one. Star Wars Convention, yeah, that's good too. Okay, this is it, VC EMBA speech. Okay, Donna, I think I'm ready. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and faculty, undistinguished guests and faculty, you know who you are. Administrators, friends and family, and of course the amazing Berkeley Columbia class of 2011. I say thank you for bestowing this honor and voting me as your class speaker today. How on earth did you make this grave mistake? I'd like to think I was voted because I was the most liked or respected or the smart one. After all, I was the only one who could distinguish between Sudeep and Sandeep in the class, or could actually pronounce KV and SK's full names. But this isn't so. My classmate Jonathan was kind enough to humble me and said, don't worry, Anuj, I didn't vote for you. And those that did simply wanted to punish you for all the impersonations you did of them throughout the year. We're an honest bunch. Well, I will be doing a small skit for you today as my gift to you, to give you a glimpse of what it was like for us on the inside of this 19-month program. But not quite impersonation, something a little different. But before we look at the inside of what our lives were like, I do want to give you, class of 2011, some parting thoughts and what the outside looks like and what lies ahead. First, I want to start by having the class of 2011 rise. Please stand up. Please turn around. Now please find your significant others, your children, and your parents, and let's give them the standing ovation they deserve. Thanks, please be seated. Thank you. Now that smile over there that says, I'm proud of you, that smile can be seen a mile away today. To my wife Ellen, mom and dad, thank you and I love you. To our significant others, we're sorry and we thank you because you endured the selfish relationship we had, not with you, but with our laptops. You endured our WebEx dial-ins at strange hours with strange classmates, and even worse, all the bragging we did about how much we learned in the class in that particular day. And to our friends that are here, we are sorry that we weren't there for you for the past 19 months, even though you were always there for us. Many of you asked us, why an executive MBA? Why now? After all, we came into this program as executives from the University of Life, where the colors are black and blue. We already knew that somebody's cell phone is going to go off at some point during this commencement speech, or that a friend or family member would bail in the last minute, or that direct flights we buy, which are supposed to be direct, can actually have a stop, and for some reason it's always Chicago. So why, you asked? It's simple. The 72 of us that are graduating today share a common thread. We aspire for more. We want more out of everything we experience. After all, someone once said, wealth is measured not by money, but by the richness of experiences. And I believe that was Voltaire. For example, we didn't just settle for a few to donate to the Alumni Fund. We're the first class in the history of this program to not just donate we're the first class in the history of not just this program, but of the 113 years of Haas to have every student donate to the Haas Alumni Fund. It is historic, and congratulations to each of you. Some are already industry CEOs, so why are they here? Thanks to our professor, Paul Tiffany, we know it's ugly out there. I mean, coyote level ugly. Because all companies eventually die. But rest assured, the knowledge you have gained will undoubtedly help you, and we will pray that your company does not die. Some wanted a new beginning, so like Tracy became a venture capitalist, Susan, who started a new engineering business in Palestine, Jennifer, who packed up her bags and moved her family to Australia, Raghu, who went from Oracle to consulting, Spencer from Navy pilot to sales and trading, and Marin from nonprofit to investment banking. And two of you, but I'm not at liberty to say who, will go into the magnificent careers in the adult entertainment industry. And that's, I'm not trying to be funny, that's just a statistical fact that our professor, Don Sexton, shared with us. One of you, I'll pick somebody at random here, Steve Tyndall, will spend all his time watching reruns of Curb Your Enthusiasm and will keep coming back to reunions to quote the same episode over and over again. Many of you felt sorry for us as we whined about our next exam, or the Duran Hotel, which combined the cheerfulness of an insane asylum and the prison-like feel of a group shower. Well, don't feel bad, because that didn't slow us down. We aspired for more. Some aspired for more kids. To the husbands who became dads during the program, Will, Matt, Tapan, Alex, Dan, Kais, and to the new moms, Danielle and Diana, you have impressed us by how you managed your new family, work, and school. We wish you well. Some aspired to learn more about music, so joined Thor's Sound Room series and attempted to sneak into free concerts. Some aspired to maintain their health and ran with Suzanne or Anna every morning before every class. And two of you, but I'm not at liberty to say who, aspired to learn more about Chinese culture by going to bizarre fetish clubs in Shanghai. Now, one of you, I'll pick somebody at random here, Ben Harrison, aspired and got perfect scores on final exams, but could never log into a WebEx session to save his life. Now, in our final days together, I recall many of us saying, I just submitted my last exam. Now what? Well, we ended this program with electives. Don't forget, your entire life is an elective with infinite paths and uncertainty. Your strength has always been acting fearlessly and aspiring for more. So keep aspiring for more. The beauty of going to an executive MBA versus a full-time MBA is that we were surrounded by people who already appreciated life and had life experiences, but were still not afraid to take risks. Some of us define taking a risk as attending late-night karaoke bars with Sal, Financial Distress, Caruso, Guadalupe, and Stephanie, or poker nights organized by our religious father figure, Eric Hess, or participating in fantasy football organized by Brian Powell. And two of you, but I'm not at liberty to say who, define taking a risk as the ability to hold down 20 tequila shots every night at every block. And one of you, I'll pick somebody at random here, Frank, had the best expression when asked, "Where were you last night?" And the response would be, "I'm not really sure. I just wipe off the grass and head to class." When I think of you all, I think of people who are never afraid to fail. And thanks to Melissa, I want to recall for you the poem by Marianne Williamson called Our Deepest Fear, which reads as follows. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are we not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So class of 2011, don't be afraid. Keep aspiring for more. But don't forget to turn off your microphone when you break from class to go to the restroom like that healthcare professor did. With that, I hope you found this somewhat inspiring. Now, to show you that I'm not afraid to fail, this is my gift to you, a short performance that summarizes what we went through on the inside of these last 19 months. Remember, aspire for more. I'll ask my dear friend, Dr. Cooper, to come up and help me deliver this skit. Matt?
Good afternoon. Today, Anuj and I would like to share with you the experience we all had as students over the past 19 months. We've entitled this lecture, Complimentary Bottles and Baby Powder. It's an adaptation from the scholarly works of Rowan Atkinson. Obviously, getting through the entire program is a very complex issue, but the critical first step in this process was interviewing to get into the program. When interviewing with the amazing administration staff, such as Carol, Margarine, Jennifer, it was crucial not to look like a complete idiot when they opened the office door. Best to look as though your attention had been momentarily distracted. When we did enter the office, it was vital to point out how wonderful they looked straight away. But don't overdo it. At some point during the interview process, we were introduced to other very helpful staff, such as Jinsu, Yen, Kathy, and attitude was all important. You could have been too casual. You could have been too keen. When you said goodbye after the interview, again, don't overdo it. And pray you get into the program. Once starting the program, it was important to find a good seat in class. And remember to bring your medal name badge. Once in the classroom, there were various forms of etiquette. If you behaved like this, you should have gone to Wharton. If you acted like this, you should not have gone out to Kips with your classmates until 4 a.m. Before long, the 14-hour class day would be over. Make sure you have your name tag and be ready for more evening festivities. One such activity was going to pre-organize dinners with professors. At dinner, the strategy was to sit close to the professor and attract the waiter's attention. Selecting from the wine list was important. Complete ignorance was not good. When the bottle arrived, there was much to be made in the tasting of it. But unlike our class connoisseur, Matt Cooper, don't be too professional. With eating, again, moderation was the order of the day. Do not eat too fast. But do not eat too slowly either. Next was receiving the bill. Our class tended to overeat and drink, so receiving the bill was a very crucial moment. It was imperative not to lose your cool. This was right. This was wrong. The professor may offer to pay for everyone, in which case you should refuse, for a while. After the professor dinners, we would go out to various fashionable clubs, bars, karaoke lounges. Once inside, you might have looked strange if you tried to talk over the loud music. So it was best to stand casually and look sexy. This was good. This was better. This was starting to get misguided. After dance technique was important. Most of our classmates didn't know how to dance, so like Carter and Chris, did too much. Others, such as our classmates Mike and Steve, did too little. Some, such as Tushar and Tapan, danced as if they had something up their bottom. And yet other people, such as Birch and, well, Anuj himself, danced as if there was something coming out of their bottom. When all was said and done, it was probably best not to dance at all. The elaborately conceived sports injury, often used by our classmate Ken, was a good excuse for leaving the club. After 5 days of school, if you hadn't utterly fouled it up with your significant other, you should have been back home. It was important to relax. Make your significant other feel as though you'd missed him or her. He or she probably missed you much more, and so it was worth making an extra special effort. This was an opportunity to use your complimentary bottle of wine and baby powder from the Hotel Duran. Putting on music was always a nice touch. Now, while we can't help you with your choice of CD, no matter what the circumstance, Marilyn Manson's greatest hits is not always a good choice. At all costs, hopefully you avoided the temptation to brag about what you had learned today or how your relationship fit into a 2x2 matrix. Now comes the moment you've all been waiting for, the seduction. This will be the subject for next year's speaker. Okay, however, as a rough guide, this was nice. And this, I think you'll agree, is disastrous. Here's to you, class of 2011. Ladies and gentlemen, your class speaker, Amir.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anuj. You know, it's funny. Just this morning, I sent a tweet, and the tweet was, Berkeley's very good at reminding you how many degrees of freedom you actually have in your life. Okay, so this is one of the big positives of this program, that people will aspire, and they will aspire in ways that they had no idea they could aspire to when they got here. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker today. The program has developed a great tradition of inviting distinguished alumni, highly accomplished, back to address the graduating class, and that is a tradition we've kept with this year. What's even more special this year is that our speaker himself is a 2004 graduate of this very program. We welcome as our speaker today Joe Duran, who has brought impressive, innovative leadership skills to the field of finance. Joe is Chief Executive Officer and a founding partner of United Capital in Newport Beach, California. United Capital is one of the fastest growing financial advisory firms in the whole country. Since its founding in 2005, the firm has grown to over 200 employees with 30 offices around the country and over $13 billion in assets under management. An author and expert in the field of entrepreneurship, Joe was previously president of GE Private Asset Management, formerly Centurion Capital Management. He joined Centurion in 1992. When it was a small independent advisor, he led that company to rapid growth, culminating in the sale to GE Financial in 2001. In addition to his degrees from Berkeley Columbia program, Joe holds a chartered financial analyst designation. He did his undergraduate work at St. Louis University, earning a BS in finance and in marketing. In addition to building his own businesses, one of Joe's favorite roles is that of an entrepreneurial coach. His most recent book, Start It, Sell It, and Make a Mint, 20 Wealth-Creating Secrets for Business Owners, puts forth his entrepreneurship philosophies in an accessible and a nonsensical way. Raised in Zimbabwe. That's not right. I misread that. It's no nonsense way. Gosh. Well, there must have been an auto-replace in my document here. Raised in Zimbabwe, Joe is a frequent contributor to a wide variety of media outlets, including a video posted just 2 days ago on the Wall Street Journal website, in which Joe describes a creative game his firm has developed to help clients set their investment goals. Please help me and welcome our fellow alum, Joe Duran. Thank you, Joe.
Well, I'm going to try really hard to be sensible, if not nonsensical. So I want to congratulate you all very, very much. I was sitting there 4 or 5 years ago now, and I know that you have accomplished 3 things that are very unique and which you're all blessed for. First, you've made it through 19 months of travel and work and sacrifice, and a lot of fun too, to make it to this point, and you've made it. Secondly, that you have people that love you and care for you, who supported you, who are willing to put up with it, and whose arms you get to go back to, and whose attention you get to give. So congratulations for that. And lastly, something for which you have very little control of, but which will change your life forever, which is you have the good fortune of your timing. This is one of the most unique times ever to invest in education. And I say that because we are going through a revolution, the likes of which we haven't seen since the Industrial Revolution. For most of his life, Abraham Lincoln could travel at the same speed as Julius Caesar. Think about that. 2,000 years of man's evolution, and Abraham Lincoln could travel at no faster than Julius Caesar. Basically the speed of horse, 20 miles a day. By the time he died, anyone that could afford it could travel 20 miles per hour, hour after hour, because of locomotion. What we had was mechanization, mass production, and interchangeable parts. It changed everything during the Industrial Revolution. And during that time, what we saw was the death of the craftsman. During that time, those people that had learned and spent hundreds of years learning skills from their fathers and their fathers' fathers, how to make tools, how to make custom screws, how to even bake bread one loaf at a time perfectly, their skills became irrelevant overnight. Over the course of 75 years, industries were wiped out, skill sets that had taken generations to learn became irrelevant. And then, since the early 1900s, we have moved exponentially, but really in an evolutionary way. Slowly, business has improved, slowly skills got better. And yet, in the last 15 years, we're back to revolution. I would suggest for you all that 200 years later, since the Industrial Revolution happened, everything has changed. When I first came to America about 20 years ago, I remember we had just gotten married, my wife and I decided that I had to organize the honeymoon, even though I had very little money. And I'm sure you all remember you'd go to these little strip malls all over the country, and there would be a little travel store sitting there. And I walked into one, and I found a woman called Carol. She organized my trip. She showed me some faded catalogs. She asked me what my budget was. She suggested where I should go. I had no idea what it would look like. I had no idea what the weather would be like. I had no idea what my room would look like. I paid her a few $100s to make the reservation, and we went and hoped that it would work. We traveled that way for years. After my first daughter was born, I still worked with Carol to organize our travel. All of a sudden, over the course of time, Carol sort of disappeared. Her and all the travel agents that worked like her in all the little strip malls all over the country disappeared. I'm sure you all remember 10 years ago, you'd go to a music store, you'd put on that dirty headset, you'd listen to the songs and decide if you want the music. Those huge music stores that used to sit at every corner of every big city, gone. And just 3 years ago, you could go to any city you wanted and try to find a movie to rent, and there would be a big blockbuster or a big video movie store to go get. You'd get into a fight about the movie that you were renting not being there, or the late fees, and those industries completely wiped out. What we are seeing now, right now, in our lives is a revolution. We are seeing a consumer revolution. We are seeing today, for the first time in our lifetimes, a power in the consumer that we have never witnessed before. And from it will come opportunities unlike any of us can envision today. And this education you've made in yourselves, this investment that you have made in yourselves, has the potential to give you rates of return on your investment unlike any that anyone studying 50 years ago could have experienced, because the world is creating opportunities unlike any that any of us have ever seen, or any that our parents or their parents have ever experienced. So when you think about what we're going through today, we have whole industries being wiped out by what we call category killers. Companies like Apple and Zappos and Netflix that are completely changing the way business works, helping consumers to get more for a lot less. There are 3 principles guiding all of those companies. And they are things I hope you will remember as you explore the world, because every major industry will suffer from competition from companies that live these 3 principles. The first one is, we are going through a democratization of knowledge unlike anything we have ever witnessed. When you go to a new city, you can find a restaurant, and if you have a bad meal, you can upload it to Yelp, and every bad meal that's happened is known. And if you have a great experience, you will know it too. Companies like Apple, companies like Netflix live because they know if they give their consumers a good experience, they will come back and they will make screaming advocates of the people that love their service. The second pillar of the stool, the second one is that we have businesses that understand the long tail. And the long tail is the ability to deliver to individuals a completely unique experience profitably. You can go to iTunes and make your own playlist exactly the way you want to hear it at 99 cents a minute whenever you want to do it. You can watch whatever movie you want to watch whenever you want to watch it. And for me, with 3 daughters, I can tell you I have one huge advantage of this particular story. So the long tail allows my wife and I to have, my daughter has just turned 13 and she has size 11 feet. Now, some of you out here, I'm sure, have 11 feet. It's really hard to buy shoes. And we'd go to shoe stores and we could never find a pair of shoes that fit. She'd like a pair, but they'd never have it in her size. You can go today to Zappos. I can order as many pairs of shoes as I want. She can get them home. She can decide, hey, I don't like these with my outfit, and she can ship them back. How in the world can a traditional shoe store compete? That business is only 10 years old. It is selling more than $1 billion every single 2 weeks. We all have opportunities that you will never experience again. You have a third leg of the stool that all of these businesses share, and that is that they have dropped pricing, not in just small amounts, but in exponential. It's a price cliff. And they all understand that consumers can get more in a much better way than anything that they could before. And you, my friends, have the opportunity to take advantage of that. So as you go out and take the very next day to think about life as a free person, a person who can now spend time with the people that you love, take the time to think originally. Take the time to be different. Take the time to be healthy. Take the time to love and share your love with the people that you love. Do good work that you can be proud of. And never, ever stop growing. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Joe. Joe has been an inspiration for a lot of us since we met him. We appreciate your being back and for helping us on so many fronts. Thank you, Joe. It's now my pleasure to present the Earl F. Chait Award for Excellence in Teaching. This award is named after a former Haas School dean, Earl Chait. He made teaching excellence one of his top priorities as dean. In fact, the teaching building of the Haas School is named after him, Chait Hall. Each year, the Chait Teaching Award is presented to the Berkeley faculty member who embodies teaching excellence. This year's recipient was selected by the students, our class of 2011, for his passion, energy, and knowledge. Students said they appreciated his tough love, his witty comments, and his real-world experience. Here's a quote from one of the students. He is not only an expert at his trade, but he teaches it so well and brings us all along on a journey by really caring for us and ensuring we all are with him every step of the way. He does not allow anyone to fall behind, and he holds us to high standards, which in turn makes us all step up and produce. He inspires me to do better, end quote. For my own part, he sets a standard so high that frankly it's getting a little irritating. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Goodson.
I'm again honored and humbled by this. Thank you. Teaching to me is a passion. As most of you know, this isn't my career. This is my life in the fourth quarter of my life. And I know for Paul and for the other faculty, Donna and others that work with you, we were astounded at how good this group was. And I think that the seas ahead are really pretty rough. We can say it in a lot of different ways. And what we need are great leaders. And with this class, I'm very confident about our future. Thank you.
Will all the candidates for, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me turn it over to Amir Ziv, who will present Columbia's award for the faculty and staff service. Please, Amir.
Columbia Business School has a similar award for commitment to excellence. This award was established by the executive MBA class of 1991, our first class there, in honor of Margaret Chandler, who was a professor there and before her untimely death was exemplifying great teaching and commitment to excellence. The winner of the award is a woman that was mentioned by Anul, so we know you love her. You voted for her, and this is Donna Hitrich. Donna could not make it here, but she sends a few words, and Assistant Dean Kelly Blanco will present it, accept it on her behalf.
So let's all try to channel Donna for a moment. Anuj, would you like to? No, I'm kidding. Congratulations on achieving the important milestone of the completion of the program. You worked hard, and with the support of your loved ones, what may have seemed like mission impossible at first became a reality with each passing block. I'm sorry I cannot be here with you today. I'm honored to have been a part of your executive MBA experience and equally honored and humbled that you have selected me to receive the Commitment to Excellence Award. You know, based on our time together, that you can reach out to me anytime, and I will be happy to assist you in whatever way I can. And I do hope to see many of you again at Columbia in May for the Other Coast's graduation. I want to thank all of the Berkeley Executive MBA staff who made each block a pleasure: Kathy, Carol, Yen, and Jaden. While American Airlines may be something special in the air, the Berkeley team is something more than special on the ground, which I was always glad to get to. I would also like to thank Dean Ziv and Blanco for their support of my teaching efforts in the Berkeley program. Finally, I owe a large thanks to our own Navy SEAL, Darren Bounds, RTA, who sends his regards to all of you from his post as an investment banking associate at Credit Suisse. I've recorded a personal video message to all of you that provides a brief retrospective of our corporate finance journey. I will email you a link to the message this week. All the best always, Donna.
It's now my pleasure to introduce two ladies that need no introduction to present the Distinguished Service Award. First, the Executive Director of Berkeley Columbia from Berkeley, Katie Lilgren. And let me go off script and say our appreciation and thanks for your contribution to the program, not only from Berkeley, but also from the entire Columbia side. Thank you very much, and we will miss you a lot. And Kelly Blanco, the Assistant Dean for Executive MBA at Columbia Business School.
Each year, the class votes for one student to receive the Distinguished Service Award. This year's recipient was noted for his selfless dedication to the class of 2011. He's been a strong supporter of the Berkeley Columbia program. He started the Boardroom Dinner Series, brought in great guest speakers for his class, and embodies the values of student always and beyond yourself. He's always willing to attend recruiting events, and we count on him to help with marketing and promoting the Berkeley Columbia brand. He is well liked by students, staff, and faculty.
It is our pleasure to present the Distinguished Service Award to Matthew Cooper. Come on up, Matthew. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Here, we'll give this to you too. So here you go.
Thank you so much.
As a commencement, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. You know I'm not going to just do that, right? No, seriously, thank you so much for this. I can't believe this. This has been such a blessing to be a part of this class. I can't believe that 71 of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life let me hang out with them on a routine basis. I'm amazed that I can't talk much more. I'm amazed at what all you've done for me personally, and I'm just pleased that I was able to do something for you guys. And I look forward to serving all of you for decades to come. Thank you.
Will the class proceed to the stage? Oh, okay. Yeah, just stand. Okay. You ready? Okay. Dustin Newberger. Raghu Madambu. Trevor Armand Cox. Michael R. Keenley. Sure. Tanya Lee Flores. Christopher S. Fong. Michelle Natalia Griffiths. Jonathan Ryan Day. Robert Carter Trout. Michael James Chaput. Shamanti Guha. Melissa J. Xing Lau. William Peck Taylor II. Sonal R. Sinha. Jonathan Bingham. Thank you. Sarvana Krishnamurthy. Frank Cajano. Sudeep and Mohile. KV Rajan. Roy T. Greco. Danielle Ritter. Thank you. Timothy Enrique Campos. Krishna Srinivasan. Umar Saeed. Eric Hall, PhD.
Diana Marjorie Chin. Natalie Myers Bates. Juan P. Aparagiri. Christopher Wong. Paul Douglas McCannall. Birch Arpat. Matthew Cooper. Anuj Ralhan. Jason E. Teller. Stephen A. Tyndall. Suzanne Lightstone. Pedro Leonardo. Stephanie Crutch. Salvatore Caruso Jr. Marguerite Schwartz. Guadalupe Nina Nickel. Christian Klotz. Kais Belgade. Matthew S. Hingehold. Brian Powell. Benjamin Harrison. Suzanne Brooksbanks. Tushar Shanbag. Kian Senjide. Sorry. Sandra Umesh. Bianca Churn. Ashok S. Rahman. Justin Urek. Alex Métis. Tracy M. Saxton. Roman Aryunov. Tapan Samandar. Eric R. Hess. Arif Momin. Kenneth William Neverez. Anna Pender. Daniel Kenneth Kimball. Armin Rishi. Stephen Kenwa Mann. Maren Kristen Rooney. Please stand and applaud our graduates.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President of the University of California and the Chancellor of UC Berkeley, I grant you the degree Master of Business Administration. Congratulations. Please be seated. It is now official. All of the graduates here have commenced a new lifelong relationship as alumni with the Haas School and UC Berkeley, and of course with Columbia Business School and Columbia University. We welcome you to this new distinction. Take advantage of this impressive alumni network, both of them. It will always be there for you. We need you to always be there for it. Lean into us, lean into one another. That's what keeps these networks so strong. And please stay in touch with us. We want to make sure we hear from you often. In closing, we are full of pride at your achievement today. We eagerly anticipate your accomplishments in the future. You have our best wishes for success. Congratulations, and to all of you, thank you for coming today.